cars, and of the muscle car era, the 1970 Chevelle SS, that's my favorite. Pull the pins out here so I can open the hood and show you the 396 motor. I actually found out it's actually a 402. They kept the 396 name, but the car is a 402 cubic inch plant. But the 396 cover on here, turbojet, 350 horsepower. This is a big block engine. This was I guess they built these essentially for truck duty, but when they put them in cars, they made a whole ton of torque, a whole ton of power, and this car is really exceptional based on the fact that it's a numbers matching 396 with a 4-speed manual. So it is a real car. When I say real car, a lot of people put the clones on the marketplace, but it's an actual 396 4-speed. This car has been restored cosmetically on the whole exterior. The engine has been entirely built from the bottom up. And just to let you know, this car does belong to my first boss in this business, my high school boss that owns a Ford dealer. We had a nice conversation and basically said, he was thinking about getting rid of it. I said, well, let me take a crack at it because I know a lot of people that really can appreciate something like this. But we'll take a walk around it, show it to you, because he did buy it at Mecum. He's barely even driven it. But see what you think. We'll go for a spin. Knowing this car just went through an exterior restoration, it really is flawless. I mean, the chrome looks brand new. A couple of the emblems are still original. They're a little bit scuffed, essentially the SS right up here in the front. But virtually everything around this has been taken care of. So all the chrome looks new, the paint, stripes, everything is factory correct. These are the factory correct colors on the car as it came, but all original. They definitely went back to factory trim, but there's no nicks, chips, blemishes, anything to note on this car. You can see the proper SS 396 badging there. The Firestone wide oval, those are bias ply tires and the rally style wheel there. Let me just take a look and see what size these are even called. Super Sports, I have no idea, but it's a 14-inch wheel. It says Super Sports G70-14. That must just be a generic tire size, but they're virtually brand new. It's probably got 95% of the tread left on there, as I think this car really has not moved much since its restoration. But look at the reflection in the black paint. I mean, at the curb, this thing looks absolutely amazing. Look at that reflection, that is just stunning. And the lines on this car, I mean, it's muscular at the same time. See across the rear there. Proper badging, proper stripes, but everything is stunning. I mean, even the exhaust tips there are extremely clean. And then walking around to the passenger side, it's uniform all the way down. This does have the factory cowl induction hood, and I just want to stress also it's perfectly working. Fires up fine, drops down, but when you hit it mid to full throttle, it'll pop right back up for the extra air intake. The interior of this car is still 100% original. It's probably the only part that really wasn't detailed for the restoration. So to make this car 100%, the interior would have to be done. But everything is, still decent quality. These push forward, the rear seats, are still accessible. You got the glass that'll, roll down in between here, but, I can fit back here. It's not bad at all. I mean, you really could put 4 people in here comfortably. But this is a cruiser. I mean, you're not going to buy this car to make it your daily driver. You're going to drive this on Saturday nights and on Sunday afternoons, and, well, I don't know. I might drive it a couple days a week because it's that badass. But there's something to be said about sitting in here and knowing you got a 396 with a 4-speed rock crusher in here, and thing cranks on the first try. Nice. Just to illustrate the 4-speed here, I don't have a whole lot of experience with these 4-speeds. They're definitely tougher, but you can feel a friction point. You can give a little bit of gas, And you can't really let the clutch out until you get to about maybe 10 miles an hour, but once you're there, it's strong and solid. You hit second, and I mean, this motor's all torque. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with driving this car. It's really comfortable. Granted, it does not have Porsche 911 suspension, but it really takes you back to, you know, what it must have been like to have these cars in the late 60s and early 70s. And you know, that was probably the only other time we really had a golden age of horsepower. I think we're coming out of it right now, because a lot of cars are detuning or finding more fuel efficient ways to make power. But it's a solid, tight car. So here's a speed bump, you'll see. Boom. See? Nice and solid. Just under normal driving around town. I mean, the clutch is a little bit tight. The on-center feel is a little light on the steering, but the alignment's actually really good. I don't know if that was the intention of GM when they built this, but the on-center feel obviously is pretty lazy, but everything else seems to be okay. But this engine, it's literally burning at about, it's well under 200 degrees, and we've given it a run here and there, so it's not even running hot. Clutch feels great. The 4-speed is an absolute beast. I can't believe the torque you get in 4th gear in this thing. And there's 3rd, we're just kind of rumbling along here at 30. The sound is awesome. There's no mistake for displacement, or I'm sorry, there's no substitute for displacement. But then again, Porsche, there is no substitute, so who's right? I want to see how this sounds. We're going to go under a bridge here. Brakes are even awesome. How does that work? Well, that made my entire week. This is, I mean, I don't get to get my hands on anything like this very often, and to find something that I'm allowed to touch and drive and feel and, you know, get a feel for, this is pretty amazing. But my favorite. I mean, look at this. Look at the condition of this thing. I mean, just driving around just now, Dave and I were getting so many looks. Thumbs up. Is it original? People scream and yell at you, and they love you. So, pretty sweet. I got a bunch of great info here. I've got the 1970 Chevelle owner's manual. I have the 1970 Chevelle sales brochure, which is pretty neat. I haven't seen one of those in a long, long time. I've got just a couple random copies of documentation here. I do have the original broadcast sheet from the factory. It's a little old, but we'll put the graphic right there on the video for you. And then I have the sales sheet from Mecum, which has the VIN. Numbers matching L34, 396, 350 horsepower engine, 4-speed auto, 12-volt posi rear end with 331 gear, power front brakes, tacking gauges, AM radio, cowl induction that does work, as I said, F41 suspension, bucket seats and console, rear factory code 19 black paint with code 796 dark green interior, and as I stated, the original build sheet. Pretty amazing. But check out over 80 photos of this stunning Chevelle SS at chicagocarsdirect.com. And after you're done doing that, go back to our YouTube page. You'll find us at youtube.com/chicagocarsdirect. There you'll be able to check out over 140 custom videos of cars that we've had in the past. But thanks for spending some time with us. We'll see you next time.